I'm Cheri Hudson Passey from Carolina Girl Genealogy. And look at this group of people that we have here tonight. You know, we are the biggest relative race fans on the planet. And so we have been following the show. And, you know, we made it to day 10, and always we try after day 10 to get a reunion of the teams, and we did it. It was a little difficult, but we did it. So quickly, my panel, I'd like to introduce them really fast before anybody else has to leave. Melissa Barker, our archive lady, is here. Hi, Melissa.
Hello, everybody.
So glad you're here. We've got Laura Hedgecock, treasure chest of memories. Hi, Laura.
I have brought both my chickens.
The chickens have returned. They will always be apart.
They always be apart. We've got Dan Earl, our family history guy. Hi, Dan.
Hi, I'm not the Dan they'll be talking about.
You're not the Dan. He's the other Dan. And then we've got Shelley Murphy, our family tree girl. Hi, Shelley.
Hello there, hailing in from Virginia.
And then we've got our Mary herself. She's we tease her. She's just an amazing genealogist. This is Mary Kircher Roddy from MKR Genealogy.
Hey, everybody.
And just so you know, she knows where you're going before you do.
Yes.
Only because she can predict it as she's watching the show. It's really funny. But we've got all four teams. We got parts hanging in and out and on different cameras and things like that. So they're everywhere on the screen, and this makes me so happy. Look at this. We've got team red, we've got team blue, we got team green, we got team black. Yay! Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to come talk to us about this amazing journey that you allowed us to follow. We're always amazed and just can't even believe that you'd be willing to do this. And let me just say really quick to Kyle and Leighton, Albuquerque guys, mountains to the east, volcanoes to the west. I used to live in Albuquerque. That's why I'm teasing you about that, because I lived there for 12 years, and I was going, no. I wanted to help you find those roads, you know, like, no, go this way. But anyway, you guys were amazing. All of you were amazing. I know that Rochelle's got to leave really soon. And so I just wanted to talk to her for a minute and see if anybody wants to you were amazing. Can I ask you a question though? And I know it's something that everybody wants to ask you, and you may not want to talk about it. And if there's anything that you guys just want to say, we want to get off that topic, that's fine. Have you been able to meet your biological mom?
I have not yet, but I've been in contact with the family. So it's something that is definitely going to happen. And I will definitely be like sharing pictures and everything like that.
Wonderful.
Oh, good, because you got a lot of prayer going on about that happening for you. So
and I appreciate it.
we just couldn't have you hop off without at least asking that question. I thought we'd start off just really quickly kind of talking about day 10, and then we'll, whatever you guys want to share about your journeys would be really great. Day 10. Oh my gosh, Tiffany, I about died for you.
I am scared to death of heights. I can't even get on a step
I am too.
And you got on that roller coaster. I don't know how you did that.
There's no way he was not going to let me. He drug me on there by my hair.
I was almost throwing up as you guys were creeping up.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, oh my God, why are they doing this? It's not about the money. Yes, it's family. No.
Just watching it, I was having an anxiety attack. My palms were sweating. And I was reliving it and the fear. I was like, I don't even want to watch this.
We were doing it for you.
Yes, we did it.
We did it for you.
I was peeing my pants at home just watching it.
I was about to throw up.
I hope this gets out because will be hilarious. We're leaving our hotel at about 4:00 in the morning to get there, and it's pitch black. And all of a sudden, our producer Jared turns around from the front seat and has his cell phone out, recording us. And I'm like, "What are you doing? Why are you recording this?" We turn the corner and see the lights, and the color drains.
Oh, I bet it did.
And I'm like, "You have got to be kidding me!" And he's like, we're doing it. We're doing it. I'm just like, no. And I'm like, I start crying. I'm not really
Oh,
crying, but I'm
bet
just like,
I would have. I would have.
No, I'd
the
be peeing
whole
the
race.
pants.
I'm like, no roller coasters, the whole race. And
Yeah.
they're probably just
Well,
sitting
and then
the
how
whole
many-
time, just like,
How many times did you say, I hope we're not going on a roller coaster? You know, so
that
because,
made it on there at least twice.
Yeah.
At least twice.
yeah.
That made the cuts, but it was a lot. And I noticed, because our producer also is one of the editors,
Yeah.
that when Kyle and Layton were in pretty sure it was Albuquerque, maybe it was Santa Fe. There's a roller coaster in the corner of one of the frames as they're driving on the streets. And I'm like, yeah, nice little jab there, Jared.
That is so funny. That is so funny. But
Yeah,
it was
terrifying.
it was fabulous. The whole day was fabulous. And Rochelle, you didn't seem too afraid, and Kareem, you didn't seem too afraid of that roller coaster, were you?
No, honestly, when I saw that it was a roller coaster, I was kind of relieved because seeing some of the previous day 10 challenges, you know, I was like, okay, at least this is fun. Like, at least we can have some fun.
At least, and that's what I thought, you know, because some of them have been, some of the challenges,
Yeah.
day 10 challenges over the years have been kind of difficult and very chopping wood and yeah, all that kind of
Climbing
stuff,
up
right?
that pole and standing on the top of
Yes.
it. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
no.
Just no. So this was kind of something everybody, except for those of us that don't like roller coasters, could handle. And not only were there one, but there were two. So, you know, the first one you had to find the letters. And I gotta say, Tiffany, that was amazing. I mean, you just right off the
Nailed it.
bat. Right off the bat. Yeah, got that.
I liked how you were repeating the letters over and over and over and
Yeah,
over, so you
yeah.
wouldn't forget.
Well, see, I like that you had your eyes open.
And that's what he said. I was like, I'm just gonna close my eyes. You guys figure it out. And then Dan goes, well, no, you need your eyes open because you have to find letters along the way. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what? But yeah, I love anagrams. So
Uh-huh.
it's pretty, yeah. And so I'm like, yeah, it was pretty easy.
And how
And-
fun?
and-
Go ahead.
We were pretty loud too when we called out the letters. Me and our brother
Yeah.
Chris. We said, I'm gonna yell them out. Somebody remember them. I don't care who. Just
Yeah, somebody will remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah. And I always loved the day 10 when they bring a relative back to help you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that was
that was
really
great.
fun.
oh, Tia, your sister Rochelle, wasn't it? She was scared, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the
Yeah,
roller
look at her
coaster,
face.
she looked.
No.
Yeah, she
what?
did not look like she was having a good time.
Yeah.
It was like,
I think those are always.
things you gotta help you with, and it was a roller coaster.
Exactly. But I'm like, go sister for being down, because
Exactly.
I think you said that. I think that's on the tape. You said something when you guys were running towards it. And I just thought, no. I can't be going up there. And
Was it
that
not-
wasn't the
yeah.
only one. You know,
No,
you
because
didn't
not
have
only did you have to do the big gigantic thing that I wouldn't want to be on, but then they had you on the little, almost like the teakup thingy, you know, from Disneyland.
Oh, I would have grown up.
Oh, I would have
grown
been
up.
so. I was in Disneyland a year ago, and my grandkids made me get on that, and I was. Yeah, not good. Not good.
As a kid, I could get sick on a swing set. I don't know how you did that.
So here they've got you, you know, doing that again and spinning around. So, you know, hello, and shooting the little target thingies. So that had to be difficult. And Kareem shooting it behind him. Trying to get-
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It
That's
Remember, we have to do these several times. It's not just once.
Mm.
right.
Because they need the initial
Ah.
footage, and then they need ground footage, and then they need drone footage.
Oh.
We're doing these all day. Yeah.
Oh.
So Kareem, like when you said you were sick, you're done with it. I was like, yeah, I know exactly how you feel. It's like, oh yeah. And then we went and had lunch.
Oh, joy. Oh, joy.
a big one.
absolutely.
And then there was the
Yeah.
buoy. Then there was the buoy one in the water.
Yeah, that was after lunch.
And Dan with his
Oh,
Dan
no.
jokes going, oh boy. Like,
Yeah. I know. He's so corny.
he is so corny.
Oh man,
But I think
I didn't say that, Dan.
I think I might have been able to do that one. The water ones looked really fun.
That looked fun.
They
It's
look,
harder than it looks. It's tougher than what it looks.
oh,
It looked
It
hard.
really, yeah, it really was.
Yeah. It was fun, but it was tough.
But
She would be
Rochelle,
able to do it without puking is what she meant. Not like that she was good at it.
yeah, exactly. I could do it without.
Okay.
But
Like, I
Rochelle,
don't-
for that last
I don't
one.
think the camera really captured how fast we were going.
Oh, I'll bet. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And I liked Rochelle's just hopping over the thing. She's
And then
leapfrogging over.
the fact Rochelle was actually like floating above the water. Like, she was so light on there.
She's
She
so
was
light.
floating.
Exactly.
She had no way to hold it down.
Yeah. But that last one where she was leapfrogging.
That last one was so hard.
Yeah.
I looked at it and I was so excited, and then I got on it and it was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Very hard.
And that's the one, Tiffany, is that the one that you fell off and then Cream helped you?
No, that was
Which
our
one
last,
was that?
our last one.
Yeah, the last one.
The last one.
Yeah, the last one.
Oh, the
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole audience watching went, oh, that was so nice.
And Dan's like,
The
well, you
other
fell
part, the
down.
other part
and-
about, the other part about that was they was actually supposed to have like water shooting out
Oh.
while we were on.
To,
there.
yeah, to make it more wet, right? To make it slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the whole goal was for us to be in the water the whole time.
Yeah.
They didn't want us to they didn't want
No,
us grabbing any flags.
I
They
think
wanted
they
us to
said
be
that it
swimming.
wasn't working that day or something.
Yeah,
They were
that was
working
the
on it,
goal.
wasn't it?
Huh.
Correct. Yeah.
Nope.
That's
Relative rate.
Fall in the water more often.
Yeah. The guy that was running the rides though, he was cracking me up. He was so into it.
Funny.
Oh,
He was great. He was great. I thought he was really great. So
Yeah.
he's like, I'm on TV.
Yeah.
Show them how good I am at my job, right? So,
that was Dan's cousin.
that was Dan's cousin.
yeah.
I'm just joking.
That's okay. Dan can take a joke.
Yeah.
We know he can. But congratulations to both of you that, both teams
Yeah.
getting to day 10. Congratulations to, of course, our winners. That was beautiful. And the little interview they did with you after was just
Yeah, that was great.
It was beautiful. It really was. And we're saying we hope they continue to do things like that. And maybe with all the teams, we would like to know,
Right.
all of us, because we watch you and we want to know what's going on and what's happened, as you make these connections and continue these connections with the relatives that you made. So it's not like you get a third strike and we're like, oh, well, they're gone. And we don't think about them anymore. We're like, we want to know what's going on. We really aren't stalkers.
No.
Except for Mary.
Except for Mary.
Except for Mary.
except for
Except for Mary.
She's a
Episode
benign
11.
stalker. She's benign.
Sorry,
Episode
Is that
11
Kareem?
can be Where Are They Now?
Yes.
exactly. And they've done a few of those. Yeah. And we've said on the last couple of years, when we haven't had COVID, Roots Tech usually has some of the teams come and we actually get to meet you guys in person. So I'm really hoping that there'll be a live part this time of Roots Tech, and then so if you get an invitation to come and be part of Roots Tech, please come, because we
Yeah.
Please,
You want to tell them what Roots Tech is?
And Roots Tech is the biggest genealogy conference in the world.
In the
Ever.
world.
In
Yeah.
the world.
Salt Lake.
Yeah,
World
in
trade.
Salt Lake City. Yeah.
We've
So,
already
Check
decided
together.
if we don't get an invitation, we're crashing the party.
yay!
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes. Hey,
Carrie,
I can
Carrie,
get you in.
Carrie, can we do that now? Can we go around and get an update from them?
Let's do that. Shall we do that?
Start with Rochelle since she's gotta go.
Yep. since
Yes,
she's
and I'll
gonna
leave
go.
after.
Okay. Not that we're kicking you out.
No.
So give us an update.
Oh, well. So I've just been working, and what's been great since the show is that I've been home more than I've been home in years since moving to California. So every time I come home, I get to fellowship with, my adoptive family and my biological family. So, and then actually, I think it was for either Christmas. I think it was Christmas. My family and my adoptive family, we actually all went bowling. So
I
great.
love that. I love that so much.
yes, so like my adoptive mom, got to meet everybody and hang out with everybody. So it was really, really nice.
Oh, I
Good.
love that. I
Hey,
love
there.
that.
Great.
I love that. We are so glad that you were able to take a few minutes and jump on and talk to
Yes,
us
thank
because
you, guys.
Thank you,
journey
Rochelle.
was just you were so kind and sweet and loving, and it was just everything was just so wonderful, and we just loved watching you, and of course with your wonderful cousin Kareem.
Yes.
I mean, what a better, I don't know that I could have asked for a better, person to go with me. So
Yeah, he was the best choice. He was the best choice.
He was just wonderful. And yeah, and the first thing he did that endeared me to you is when you led that prayer the very first day, and I was like, yes,
That
that
was
is
cool.
so cool that you did that. And I know all the teams were having prayers and things like that, but that very first day before the service project, I think, I'm not sure now if it's before or after the service project, when he led you all in prayer, we were like, okay, we love him. we just love him. So so we appreciated you doing that. So, but if you've got to go or if you want to hang out, that's fine. So, but so glad to meet you in person, and hope person virtually like this, and maybe one day we'll be able to actually meet in person. So
yes, I hope to meet you all in person. Thank y'all for having us.
Of course, we're sad you've got to go. Everybody else stay. Nobody else
Yeah,
no.
Don't leave, you guys.
Yeah, Kareem, you're not off the hook just because Rochelle's got to go. Okay,
You'll hold it down.
he'll hold it down. He will. He'll hold down the fort. Okay, bye. Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody. Love y'all.
Bye, Rochelle.
See y'all in our chat.
Hey, Rochelle.
See you Thursday.
Now I want to move to our newlyweds who we don't know if they're married yet. Don't know if you can give
The
us
world
an
wants to
update.
know.
The world wants to know what's happening with you two.
Getting married May 21st.
Woo! That's so exciting.
Yay!
Yay.
Oh, that's soon.
20 days.
Gosh.
We're in
Wow.
we're
No,
trying.
8/19.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's
I
so
bet.
that's so
So
great.
where-
So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
So
Laura.
where is it? Give us details.
Arizona. We're having it at my sister's house.
She's like, I want to be invited. I want to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't give us too much details because some people
No.
might decide to show up on you. You know that because there are some crazies out there.
Those who have been invited know.
Okay, all right. Those who've been invited.
And we're
know.
not on the list.
And we're not on
No.
the list. That's okay. That's fine.
It all depends on how big your gift is. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, I gotcha.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
There you
All
go,
right.
Kyle.
I hear
That's
you.
how you do it.
I'm kidding. You guys are always-
If we can come up with $50,000, we're probably invited.
Maybe
up.
we could. Exactly. So the ducks, or do we still? How are they coming to the wedding?
Chickens, you mean?
I mean the chickens. Sorry, the chickens are they still
Ducks.
coming?
Oh, the chicken lies on our guest bed, but we just moved, and I honestly don't know where he is right now.
somewhere around
He's
here.
somewhere in the boxes.
Well, Laura brought two just to make sure yours didn't feel
Oh, yeah.
sad. So where are they?
Where's the chicken?
Chickens.
Sweet.
Yes, I don't know why I called them ducks. Chickens. Oh, too funny. That really was some great comedy relief. I'm so glad that y'all did that. That was so funny. It was just so funny. And it's all over the Facebook fan pages.
Right.
Everybody's asking about the chickens and if the chickens are going to be part of the wedding, and if you're going to
Chickens on the wedding cake.
if you're gonna
Yeah.
if you're gonna take photos with the chickens. And I'm like, oh my gosh, people. So you might want to do that just for fun, to stick on the Relative Race fan pages, just so people will, you'll
Now
make
we know.
Hey, on that
We
note,
know what to do with our chicken now.
on that
On
note.
that note, really quick, Kyle and Leighton, sorry to interrupt. There's so many fans that love you guys, and I know you guys haven't been super active on Facebook, but put your registry on the fans of Facebook page.
Oh, yeah.
So many people want to send you wedding gifts
They
and
do.
obviously can't or can't make it, but you should at least put a link or tell them where you're registered.
Sure,
because I know
absolutely.
there's so many people out there that
Absolutely.
would love,
Yeah.
that really want to contribute and give you.
Yeah, you guys could clean up. Like, that would be.
So many chickens.
I was just
not
saying,
even-
like,
That's my
Yeah.
worry. I
Yeah.
yeah. got this website, and all these people are gonna send me a bunch of chickens.
Chickens.
Totally.
Well, you can put it out there right now.
Autograph
No
them,
chickens
Kyle.
allowed.
Autograph them and then sell them.
yeah, come on
There you
eBay.
go.
Way to get rich.
Down payment to your first house.
There you go.
Chicken pig
That's
for the
right.
house.
That's so funny. That is so funny. So tell us how it's been, Leighton. Well, of course, Kyle met cousins too. Man, I want to go. I want to go and stay in that train.
Yeah.
That was the coolest thing. I never knew that train was there when I lived in Albuquerque. That's the coolest thing because that was up in, was it Taos or was it Santa Fe? I don't remember now.
Lamey.
Which Santa Fe.
Lamey.
Lamey.
That was out in Lamey. I remember that one.
So yeah, that was so cool. But how's it been since? How's the family connections? Are things still going okay? And
Things are really small world.
Oh
I
my
don't know why I didn't recognize her, but so Kyle's aunt, Rhonda, is actually good friends with my sister-in-law and came to my house for their wedding a year and a half ago. So
Whoa.
Got a tiny world around here.
yeah. So Rhonda's been to my house.
oh my gosh, that is hysterical. That is hysterical. Have you been able to stay in contact with your biological parents?
Yeah, I've been able to talk to everybody, and it's really nice. I've been able to call and FaceTime. We FaceTimed my cousin probably 2 weeks ago, my cousin Jill. And yeah, we've been keeping in touch with everybody. My parents, well, my biological parents and biological siblings, they're coming to the wedding in 3 weeks.
Oh,
so.
good.
Wonderful.
All right. That's wonderful. That is so wonderful. It's, we always love to hear that things are going well. I mean, because sometimes they don't go well. Let's be honest, sometimes they just don't go well. It goes well at the beginning and then things it goes a little sideways. And so I'm glad to hear that things are going well. So we're so happy that you're on and you're here to talk to us tonight. So thank you so much for coming in, because I know this group is going to want to ask you some questions once we go through our what are you doing now kind of things. What are you doing now? Kelly, what are you doing now?
Scratching my neck.
Scratching your head.
Well, when we filmed Relative Race back in October, I was working home health. And since then, I took a job in December and I work for family practice in a clinic, and I love it. They're going to pay for me to finish school, and I like it. I do like it. I don't like giving babies shots. I learned that. I just really don't.
That's hard.
Flu shots, whatever. I'll do all that, but the babies, no. So other than that, we moved into our new home 4 weeks ago.
Yep.
Still don't have a deck. And when we do get one, I'm not helping with it. I don't need a deck. I don't care. I don't care. But yeah, we're in our new home. We love it. New job. I'm doing pretty good.
Great.
Good.
Great. Yeah. That's great. All right, Angie, tell us what's up with you and with your newfound relatives. How's that going?
Really good. My mom and brother were up from Florida in January.
Right.
And actually we had a bit of a relative race green reunion for my kids' birthdays. My kids' birthdays are really close to each other, so I had a big party for both of my kids. And my mom and brother were there, and all the relatives that live pretty much in this area, which on the show, they were kind of scattered down the East Coast, but that's kind of a lie. They really live kind of where we are in Pennsylvania. So it was everybody from the show, except for my cousin that's out in Michigan, who on the show we met in Richmond, Virginia, but they really live in Michigan.
Right,
they couldn't make it. They wanted to, but at the last minute, one of them got COVID. So it was going to be a total Team Green reunion, but yeah, so it was really good. We got to see everybody, and my mom and brother are coming up again in July for my birthday. And then me and my husband and kids, we're going to try to get down there in like January of next year, escape the winter and go down to Florida for a couple of days. So yeah, it's been really great. It was a great experience, and I'm just really, really happy I did it.
Oh, great.
Yay.
We're glad you did it too. We're glad that we got to, enjoy your journey and cry and, the whole thing. We keep saying we all need to take out stock and Kleenex or whatever, whatever. And we should have done that a long time ago, but we haven't yet. So I think I'm going to go to Kareem, and then we'll go down to Red Team. And it's kind of like going around the circle to get to our winners to see how they're doing. So Kareem, how was that? I know you met some relatives of your own, But how did that
Cousin
feel to
Cynthia.
support, you know, how did that feel to support Rochelle like that?
It was, I guess it was, for me, it was mindless. Like, you know, when she asked me, I was immediately like, she's like, I got a question to ask, but my sisters had already kind of like let me know that, hey, like Rochelle's going on this show and she's going to end up asking you if you want to go. So when she sent me the text message, I have something to ask you. Like my response was yes. And she's like, I didn't even ask you. It's yes.
Aw.
Whatever. And so, like from day one, I was, you know, I said, hey, you know, I might as well, like, I got you, I got your back. So,
yeah.
And so just like this to let, you know, to let her biological family know that like we support everything that she does. So like, you know, sometimes people might feel like, you know, how does your adoptive family feel about like, hey, we want you to do this. Like, we want you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just want you to be happy.
Yeah. Just want you to
absolutely.
be happy. Right. Yeah. Because, you know, we had talked a few times about how it must have felt to, you know, you've had her back. You've been her big brother figure, you know, that. And then you go and all these guys are going, no, I'm your brother and I'm your brother and I'm going to take care of you. Kind of like, excuse me.
No, like what I told them all, I was like, man, that's good, you know, because we have like a 16 age difference or whatever, but it's good, like, you know, saying that she can have more, you know, positive men in her life, you know what I'm saying? And so that's the great thing.
Yeah,
I was happy.
Yeah, we just loved watching you support her. It was just beautiful. It was just beautiful watching you support her. So and
I told her her biological family, I'm like, hey, like you probably gonna see me more than you see her.
Right.
Well, they were very
and actually, I actually have hung out with them. So I mean,
that's great.
When she's out in Cali, I moved to Atlanta, so I live in Atlanta now.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Well, we saw, I mean, with her dad and his wife that you know, you're our nephew too now. And that was really neat. Yeah.
Yes. Everybody was so accepting of everybody. I thought that was just wonderful.
They ain't have no choice.
Well, but you know, it's also nice to see these things develop on the screen. And I'm saying as a viewer, but also as a researcher that's always trying to reconnect. You know, it might not be this close in generations, but our ultimate goal is reconnecting and stuff. So it's really nice to see how everybody was supportive on all the teens and meeting their families and things like that. But also the sister-in-laws, the cousins, you know, everybody was in on it. And it's just so nice to see such positive stuff, you know, because of all the other stuff that's going on. So it's well appreciated, definitely, you know.
So Tiffany and Jose, we got to, I'm sorry, Kareem. I didn't mean to step over you. It's hard.
All I said was absolutely.
Yeah, it's hard when you got so many people, you know, we want to make sure everybody says what they want to say. And Tiffany and Jose, you guys, I mean, really, what a journey, and so emotional, Tiffany. I mean, you know, you go from, you've got these goals and you want to meet these people, and then you find out you're not going to meet these people, you know, because they've passed away, to surprise brothers. It just, and then winning the money. You know? So
that was tough watching her go through all that. Like, we actually, like, it was so tough finding all that information out right up front. That we just lost like our drive to like continue. Like, you know what, man? Like, is it even worth it anymore?
Well, at this point, I think we can like divulge the secrets.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You all the secrets. Come on, y'all.
So the first day when I met Charlie, about 30 seconds into meeting Charlie, he tells me my mom died.
It was a slip up.
It was a slip up. He wasn't supposed to. And our producer's like, and I'm just breaking down. So that shot of me, you know, being emotional was why. And so our producer's like, no, what's going on?
And so I think we had a lot of firsts and divine intervention, because we had gone through 3 producers to get the producers that I think that God put in our path, because day 3, when I met Buford, he let it slip my dad had died. So I was like, I'm done. I was like, the 2 people I wanted to see, I was like, and they're gone. So we had asked and said, can we take everybody's strikes? Because there's no reason for us to go any further.
Right.
And so,
oh, wow.
Alyssa, our producer, who is in training, I mean, she's on the phone nonstop. So I wasn't supposed to meet Christopher until day 9 with Jonathan.
Oh.
So they moved things around. So I met him on day 5, and then day 4 was kind of the carrot to dangle. And because I was deflated. I was done.
Oh, I can imagine.
There's no reason for us to keep going. So, but yeah, it was tough, learning. And I think we all like have our unique stories, and we also like, I can relate with Leighton's mom. My dad abandoned me at 17 in a house by myself with no electricity, no water, in the middle of winter in the country. And then, so here I am, sorry, it's still this.
Oh,
the one person I wanted to meet.
Right. Yeah.
Was a dad, because I never felt like I had one.
Right.
And I didn't get to, so it was tough. So the whole thing was tough, but look at what came out of it. I have an amazing relationship with my brothers, and then just a beautiful, my story is so, like Tristan said, your story is so sad, but it's so beautiful. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I get it now.
You get it now, right?
Yeah, I get it now.
Oh.
But yeah,
well, there's nothing like brothers. I'll say that. I've got 4, well, 3 now, but there's nothing like brothers, and I'll take them any way I can get them and keep them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're inseparable. They're always together. They're always talking. They're always hanging
I don't
out.
have sisters, so I only know the brothers. Yeah.
And the fact that they live so close, that just blows my mind.
Yeah, he was just here yesterday. He just left last night. So.
We should have told him to stay and join us. That would have been really funny. We would have loved that.
He's real busy. Yeah.
He's too busy, but no, and it's and like it just, going back to how welcoming your family is. He and my sister Eleanor, who I'm super close with, they talk all the time. Yeah. My brother's planning a trip up to Idaho to go see her and her family. I'm like, where's my invitation? About this? Where am I going? But it was really cool. The when we did our follow-up interview, it was really great, because my sister and I have always been really close. And I mean, there's a big age difference, but we had all her kids here, and they just happened to be here when we were filming that. So it was perfect, because those 2 fight over who's the favorite sibling now. And but it's I mean, the whole thing is just unbelievable. And like every team, I mean, it's just a blessing and life changing.
Yes.
I mean, for
sure.
Yeah. And we're not only are we thankful for the relationship that we find, but I mean, look at your parents who have known about you for their whole lives. And mine didn't get the opportunity to find me, and your guys' parents found you, and how amazing and how beautiful is that? It's just the lives that this show has touched, not just ours but our families. It's
right.
Crazy.
Right. It's a beautiful show. I always love too when there are cases where when the teams go to somebody's home and that person says, you were the first biological person that I've ever met on my family line too. Right. So it's not just the team person, but it's whomever they're going to. And that is so touching how they can work that out. I'm sure when they find that, it's like, score, this is going to be really good. So because you have to have a good story as well, to be on the show. And so, and all of you had fabulous stories. I mean, from Leighton's dad writing those beautiful letters, just what? You know, that's every adoptee's dream, I think, would be to have those letters written like that. It's just beautiful that he did that. So,
but it was a little bit cruel that they had to wait till day 9 to see each other.
I know.
We were getting a little nervous.
Well,
No,
remember
we
on
were
season
making
9,
bets.
season 8, they did that on season 8 also. Everybody met their dad like at the very end.
Yeah.
Well, and you always wonder though if they meet their biological parent like day 1 or 2, like, okay, then what else is left?
Yeah,
they must
then,
have something really good left. Or if they have no confidence in this team moving very far. They've got to get that parent right there. So
I've got a question in the chat, Cheri.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. What is the time frame? And this could go to any of you. And because again, we're the viewer. So the time frame from one to another, of course, we're seeing everything every Sunday night, right? But what actually was the time frame from when, say, the relative was contacted, and then at the time when the show airs and you actually get to meet them? And the reason I said, because someone, I don't know if it was Tiffany's relative or whatever, somebody made a comment about waiting, that, you know, for their chance for the interview. And I can't remember who made that comment. I thought, I wonder how long it was. Who was that?
I don't remember. I guess it depends. I guess it depends.
It's like 3 to.
I'm sorry.
I think some of them is like 3 to 4 months.
Oh,
yeah, they don't tell us a specific timeline.
Oh, they didn't tell you? Yeah.
I think
Just think about that.
On the show.
Yeah,
think about Leighton's dad or Jonathan, the brothers or sisters, whatever it was, when they're sitting there knowing that and waiting for this to come.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I could hold out. I mean, you know.
I know. I agree.
Well,
yeah, there was a competition, but the families had to sit back and wait.
Go ahead.
Chris said that Tristan called him on June 9th.
Okay.
And he said, just give me your number or send me a picture of her, and I'll tell you if that's my sister or not. And she's like, well, no, you know, he's like, no. He's like, I'm not waiting until October. Like, yeah, you are.
So you got the point. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm sure that's, you know, the same for most everyone else.
Probably. Probably. Mary, you had a question?
So all the relatives know who you are and what your relationship to them is.
Well, yeah. So in my case, John and Chris were the only 2 people alive who knew I even existed. Everybody on my mother's side was like, no, nobody's had a child, because it's actually like, I didn't know this until I got that. Like, pregnancy is it's really hard. It's hereditary. We have an issue with fertility in our family, and so I have an aunt who's never able to have children, and then an aunt who only had a couple kids, and so they're like, no, nobody's had a child that we didn't know about it, because it's so hard for the females to get pregnant in our family. We would have known.
It took some convincing. I think they had to talk to Chris, and Chris had to talk to them to convince them that, hey, this is real. Like, that can't be heard. Yeah. So
I mean, they were just like, no, not us. That's not possible. And no one had submitted any DNA. When I first did my DNA testing before we even were on the show, the closest relative I had was a 5th or 6th cousin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So kudos to Genealogy, because I mean, holy cow, like, how you guys manage that? Crazy.
That's why we get so excited about watching the show. I know they don't show a lot of the genealogy on the show, but we know what was going on to get you guys all together. And so
Mary knows.
Mary always knows.
So your mom was born really close to where I'm from. I'm from Marin County, California. So yeah, so not far.
She's so funny, because we'll watch the episode and get back together to start talking about it, and she'll say, I think I know where they're going next week, because I researched and I know they live here, but we do know that there's sometimes when they bring them to different places because
Yeah.
they can't, the relatives can't come, or else there's no way for you to go all the way to where the relative is and then get back, and it's just too much time. And so we
and I
know.
think we had the farthest drive times because they were just kind of so spread out anyway. So but they kind of made halfway. My cousin Gina lived in San Diego. And they brought her up to Bakersfield, so we didn't
have to go
something
that
for
far.
that.
Yeah. And of course, Team Black just has to go back and forth from Albuquerque to Tahoe. I was like, woo, they're having, and Rio Rancho. They're that must have been funny to keep going. Oh, now we're going back here. Oh, now we're going back here.
I've got a question for Tiffany. How is Jonathan? Because he, out of all of the relatives for all of the teens, he seemed the one who had the most trouble.
Yeah,
you.
Jonathan's very reserved, and I mean, I can say this now. He's kind of given me permission. Before this show, he was not in a good place in his life, and a lot of that stems from my mother's side, of the habits that just they had fallen into, and finding out about me, I think, has helped because he's struggled with a lot of things. And he's been kind of on the straight and narrow path, and he was just kind of getting over that as that episode was airing. And
he had a hard time even looking at you because you look like so much like your mom.
He still does. And he's like,
wow.
and he was 15 when my mother died. And so, I mean, that's this sore spot for him anyways. And so he definitely was definitely very, very rough on him at first. And even Chris now is like, there's things that you do that are our mom did. He just blows me away. And I think
it's tough.
The way you look, the faces you make.
She
has an aunt that every time she calls and FaceTimes with her, she cries for like 20 minutes because she swears she's looking at her sister.
Oh wow!
Before they can even have a conversation, it's crazy.
Just gotta let her cry it out.
Wow.
I'm glad Jonathan's in a better. I'm glad Jonathan's in a better place because he was, out of all of them, he was the one I was worried about.
He took it pretty hard. And like I said, I mean, him losing his mom at so young of an age, I think really had a big impact on him. And just kind of boom, it's right in your face again. It was kind of hard for him at first.
Yeah.
He didn't stick around that night.
Oh, he
when
did.
We stayed there. He couldn't.
Oh, wow.
He had to leave. So
too much.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask Leighton about your dad. How's he doing mentally? I felt like that he really had a hard time, not necessarily meeting you, but he had a hard time coming to grips with the fact that he, gave you up and everything, and then meeting you.
Say it was a hard time mentally. I think it was just he was finally able to talk to me himself. I mean, it's just emotional is the only word to use. He's fine. He's great.
Good.
He was so excited to talk to me. We called once a week for the next month after the show just to catch up. And he still calls all the time. I think he's just so excited.
That's great.
Yeah.
Updates he gives you about all the kids.
Just knowing that you're okay.
That's
you could just see him shaking.
I
I think that was just adrenaline and excitement. It's just like finally. Years,
Yeah.
You should have seen his legs.
Should have seen his.
He wrote letters to me as I was a child. He always wanted to have some kind of involvement in my life. Right. He finally got to meet me, and so I wouldn't say he was having a hard time mentally. I think it was just so much buildup from 23 years.
I can imagine. And then he's got to do it with the TV cameras on him. You know, that can't be easy. So
that's hard.
And I always the relatives, I always just admire them for doing that, because it's one thing that you've decided to go, each of you have decided to go on this show to look for them, but for them to agree and then have all these cameras in their faces, and all those emotions, it's got to be hard for them. So I always think that, the relatives are when it comes to this.
I got to give a shout out to the adopted family, the families that adopted everybody, and again, I'm not in that situation or in that world, but you know, I know what it is when you think your child's, you know, biological or not. If your child's about to go venture off into something that could take you away or not, because some might have the reservations and, you know, things like that. But, you know, with the show so far, it seems very much, and this one we, you know, last season and this season, the involvement a little bit of the adopted family side has been put into it. And it wasn't that way the first
It wasn't, no, it wasn't that way before.
At all. Yeah, it wasn't, basically wasn't even, don't want to say recognized because that's too strong with the word, but the involvement wasn't there like it is now, you know, type thing. So very supportive, you know, of the adopted side of your family to support you on this journey too.
Now, I know Laura's, I know that Laura, so I was just saying, I know that Laura's got a question, but before I have her do that, I wanted to tell you guys, they didn't do that at the beginning. And a couple of seasons ago when they decided to do it, you guys all know that I was a basket case and was crying when we came on, because I've got adopted kids and I've got biological kids. And when they started talking about how grateful they were for their adopted parents, I was like, finally, hello, yes, they had parents who loved them. They have parents who love them, you know, and this is just more family for them to love. And so that for me was just, it was a game changer for the show. I've loved the show, but I appreciate now that they acknowledge those connections. So Mary, you wanted to?
And Angie had something too, she was saying.
No, I was just going to say, I think that if you adopt a child, you have to be understanding that someday they might have questions.
Yeah.
I just think that's just something, if you adopt a child, like you have to be understanding of that. And I have an adopted sister, she's 3 years older than me, who's feels the complete opposite of me. Like she has no interest. She doesn't care. She doesn't care about biological family. So it's like, it's one or the other, you know what I mean? But you have to be willing either way to accept that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Even now, your experience hasn't prompted a change in your sister?
No. In fact, her family found her and she refused to meet them. And my adopted mom was like, you should meet them. Like, you should be willing to just meet them. You don't need to have relationships like, you know, like I've done, but like meet them. But no, she has absolutely no desire to meet my life.
And it's okay.
And that's her journey. That's her story. And it's okay.
In her time.
So Laura, what did you want to say?
Well, I wanted to ask everybody how it was. I don't know how much you knew of each other's, how much you got to talk during the thing, but how was it to watch each other's journeys, you know, as the show was released and you see each episode and you see the pieces that you didn't know was happening to the other team? How was that? Was it surprising, or did you already know most of it, or what?
Oh, we only met on the first day and then just texting every day. But we didn't know what they were going through. That information wasn't disclosed to us.
Yeah, we knew the result at the end of the day.
Yeah, at the end of the day. But I'm talking about like the day-to-day, what happens the day and how it went down. It's pretty neat to watch all that.
Yeah.
Kyle, what did you say?
Kareem said it the best way. My eyes are sweating like crazy. I know I'm an emotional person. I know it. I'll cry on command if you need me to. But watching Rochelle's story and Tiffany's story, and then going back and seeing Angie's story, and just honestly, I'm going, that's what they had to go through, and then going and like reflecting on what we had to go through, and going, wow, I was just emotionally draining few weeks. But it was the best time of our lives, and it's so cool to like get the surprises, because everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's her dad. That's totally Tiffany's brother. It's gotta be Tiffany's brother.
Yes, that's what we're yeah. That's what we all do, right? Yeah. What's really fun, and I've talked about this before, I always like to live tweet. So I always encourage people, if you're going to watch Relative Race, go live tweet, because sometimes the teams are on there and they'll tweet and say something like, I had no idea this happened to this person, because you get their reaction while they're watching the show. And then of course you've always got Joe Henline on there, and he's hysterical. So if you guys want to have fun, season 10, come join us while you're watching it and live tweet. It's really fun. It's really fun to get on and do that.
I have a question for Tiffany. Tiffany, how far is Jonathan geographically from you?
He's 2 hours from us.
Okay.
So he's close. So Chris was 45 minutes from us, and that was too far. He was like, this is ridiculous. We need to be neighbors. And we had been looking for a bigger house for the last 2 years. The market here in the Phoenix area is crazy. Well, for 3 years. So it took us 3 years to get another house. So we actually switched from where we wanted to be to a little closer to Chris. So because the house we were looking at would have made us an hour away. And he's like, that's not
that's not happening.
So I gave up the house, my dream house, well, my dream kitchen, for a house closer to my brother and for the backyard for this guy. But totally worth it.
Dream kitchen, dream brother.
Yeah.
Now, Mary, you said you have a question, but I also wanted to tell Kelly, we don't care if your children join us. We don't care. So if they want to, we've had cats, dogs, children. We've
had it all.
We've had it all.
Whatever.
Your chickens. It's all good.
I am gonna have to go. It is her bedtime. It's way past her. I have to get her up at 6:30 in the morning. So,
well, if you do have to, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'd like to come on again though, another day.
That would be fun.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah,
that would be terrific.
That would be fun.
I love seeing everybody again.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have to do this again.
Yeah, I would
tell your daughter we said goodnight.
Oh, I will.
Mary, what was your question?
Yeah, I just so now that you have seen the show and how it was edited and everything and watched along with the rest of us, is there anything that happened to you that got left on the cutting room floor and you thought, oh, I wish they would have just had that on?
That's a great question. I want to know all those answers from you guys. I didn't ask that question. I mean, we obviously know, but we want to know that from you guys.
Who wants to start?
Yeah.
Kyle, you want to start?
You know what? Actually, everything that I always wanted was actually put on the show.
Oh,
good.
I know that's
good answer, Kyle.
I know. I'm sitting here going, there wasn't anything that really happened that I did not get to see that I was like, that needed to be there. There was one thing. I remember when we were with Leighton, it was it was day one. We got to Osborne, Missouri, and we're sitting there and we're meeting with Kelsey, her aunt, and all of a sudden her cousin walks out. She's like, hey, it's my senior night, it's my prom night. Do you guys want to come with us? And we went, of course. Like so we went to her softball game. We watched her play. She did amazing. She got all dressed up. She was looking gorgeous. And that was one thing that I wish would have made it, because it was just like this moment. But it was cool because our producer, Tom, he's like, hey, I want you to know that we're going to film this, but this is going to be for you guys. This is your moment. I want you guys to know that this is going to be you guys. I want not only this to be like, hey, we're cameras, we're in your face, but we also want there to be moments that you guys get to create just by yourselves.
I love that.
That's nice.
Sweet.
That is really sweet.
Is
Leighton still with you, or does she have to get off?
She had to take off. She's looking at a house right now.
That's okay. That's okay. That's absolutely. I'm just glad you guys, are joining us as you can. So I was going to ask her if there was anything that she wanted. Do you know if there's anything that she, as she watched it, said, "Oh, they didn't put this part on"?
I think the only part that she wishes that was a little bit more brought to the table that she honestly told me that she regrets was the meeting and the birthday party with her sister.
Oh.
There was a lot of things that they did like very similarly. Like you heard it multiple times. They would be like, hey, you guys look the same. You guys act the same. You guys talk the same. Yeah. There was a lot of moments where they were literally synced up together. And you're like, oh my God, you guys are brothers and sisters. Like that is creepy. Like you guys okay, for example, right as her mom comes walking out, her biological mom, she goes, hey, how are you doing? It's nice to meet you. Who are you? And she goes, I'm your mother and I'm here. And that's something that Leighton has done since I've met her on day one, that she'll be like, I'll be like, hey, how are you doing? She's like, I'm here. I'm just here. And it was weird to sit in the back and go, wow, that's weird. And so that's one thing she always regretted, is that those little mannerisms that DNA has such an effect on not only the way you walk, you talk, but also the way you move, the way you speak, the way you rap. That was something that you never would have expected.
Yeah. Oh,
well, that's interesting.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Angie, what is something that you wish they had shown?
I can think of two things off the top of my head. One is and we really thought this would be on the show. Actually, now I'm thinking of like a million things. Just some weird things that happened when we were in the car, like just the weird conversations we had. I can't believe weren't aired. At one point, Kelly needed me to fix her nails because her nails got really messed up during the challenges. So I was giving her a manicure at one point. At one point, we were singing the Moana soundtrack. Like, I can't believe none of that was shown.
I can't believe it either.
And then the second thing was when we were on that horse carriage, which I don't even think it was shown. None of that was shown. None of the horse carriage stuff.
There was pictures in the Facebook page.
The horse got spooked at one point, and we almost got thrown off the horse into the Susquehanna River. It was terrifying. And those, I can't believe none of that stuff was shown.
I can't either. Maybe they're trying to make sure nobody thinks relative race is dangerous.
And they put a roller coaster in it.
I know.
Roller coaster.
I don't know.
Darts and ninja stars. Wait a minute.
Oh, too funny. Kareem, what was something that they didn't put on the show you wish they had?
Every day, every morning, after we left a relative's house, every morning, like we were singing in the car.
Oh, well, they showed some of that.
Some of that.
Loved that.
Yeah, that was something every day we were doing. That was just, I mean, no radio, and it's just like you trapped in the car with somebody. And
you're trapped in the car with Rochelle.
You really find out some new things.
I'll bet you do.
Yeah, I mean, that was one thing on day nine, when we came in first place, like I had jumped up, like after we had got off the call, I jumped up because the family was inside the house. And so I told them, and then they all came outside, and all that was recorded or whatever, but I had told them, and everybody was like jumping up and down, and it was awesome. Then they kind of cut short because after we ended that, we ended up calling Scott and Elaine, whatever. But like the credits was coming up, but like we talked to them a lot longer than like, when we had donated the money to them. That was beautiful.
That it came full circle. Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah, this, the first time that they've done something with service to other people. That was beautiful. The way first day to start and then to end by doing that. That was wonderful. So I'm glad that they put that in the show, and they've raised that bar now. They've got to continue with that, I think. All right, Team Red.
Your impersonations.
Oh yeah, Tiffany has this weird talent of doing impersonations. And they got a lot of that on film, but they didn't air any of that.
So since because we watched the show before we were ever on it, and season 2. What's her name?
Brittany from Lucy.
I don't know what team they were. But Brittany, after everything, and if you go way far back, everything is what?
Oh.
And so I was doing it all the time. And so I get like, and it was so, you understand like how editing, and it's so beautiful. And I'm glad that they show they cut out. We're dorks, like we're nerds. Like all we did a lot of like dumb stuff in the
They cut out a lot. They edited out a lot. We were more active, and you don't see that on the show with me. Yeah, you don't. But
which is good because they edited it in a way because our story is real somber, and they're like, okay, you just learned your parents have are both gone, and then we're like, you know, doing Joe and Jerica.
She smokes a lot too, by the way.
Oh, hey, can you do Joe and Jerica for us now?
Yeah, I did. And so I think I sound great, right? I
Okay,
think I'm
let's
like,
hear it. I want to hear it.
just nailed Joe.
I want to hear
right?
it.
So I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
the hair.
Yes.
Me, I chose the hair. And so, no, at the time I thought like, oh, no, I'm great. And Jared's probably going in the cutting room like, no, you're not that actually great, Tiffany. So like, send me the footage. Let me know if like how terrible I am. But you know, honestly, the one thing, my reaction when I found out that we were going on a roller coaster, that will probably be like hilarious. I was like, thanks, Jared. You just handed Blue Team a win. I'm done. I'm gonna show up to the park. Turn around, let's go.
I wish you would have got all your snort. She snorts a lot when she laughs.
Yeah.
A lot. And every single day, literally every day, all the time, all day, I make her laugh, and they cut all that out. Which is weird because her brother Chris told her the same thing, that her mom snorted a lot when she laughed.
Wow.
So that was very similar snort that they had.
Yeah, Mary asked me when it was the first night that we met him. She's like, I have to ask, you snort and you laugh? And I just said, yes. And he's like, all the time. She does it all the time. And he's like, and then I get her going and she doesn't stop. And she's like, your mom did that. Because Mary knew my mom. She and Chris grew up together, so she knew my mom a lot, pretty well as well. So she's, you know, she's like, yeah. This is, you know,
that's fabulous.
Genetics.
I've got a question. I've got a very, very, very important question for Jose. Can your family share the recipes?
I've been telling this guy,
you know what?
Please get the recipe. Can you ask, please?
It was
yes. We have jokes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, okay, go ahead.
So, I was just, you go ahead and talk about that.
I keep in touch with them. I text them all the time. I call them. And my aunt, well, she's like an aunt to me. She's a third cousin, but she feels like an aunt.
Yes.
She feels embarrassed because she didn't want that food. She don't think it came out the way it should have came out. Because it was a Sunday, everything was closed.
Yeah.
She tried to get the ingredients where she could, whatever store was open, so she didn't get the ingredients she wanted. So she did her best to make it, you know, to how she does it at home.
Yeah.
But it was still amazing. It was delicious. But to this day, she still apologizes, and I'm sorry it wasn't as good as I wanted.
Oh no. See, we want the recipe. We have joked for years that we want to put together a book. Well, we want to first we started talking about putting together a relative race family reunion game book, you know, just joking around. And so now we're saying, we can do a volume 2, which is a cookbook. A relative race cookbook. So just joking around. I would really, I lived in New Mexico for a while, so I would love those recipes.
And you know that it makes the best burritos the next morning.
Oh yeah.
And they were gone.
Yeah.
I mean, she made 20 of them. And
the crew ate them all.
The crew was
Of course they did. Of course they did. So
their shirts just say, we come for the food.
We come for the food. Well, we have kept you guys a long time, and I apologize.
Thank you.
I apologize. So thank you for spending this way over an hour with us. We really appreciate it. Is there anything anybody wants to just say? And I'm talking to the teams, last minute about the show or your experience.
Anybody else? Because we'll go last. Because I feel like we talk too much, but I mean, we're also older than everybody, so that, you know, the older we get, the more we talk, right? So I don't have to blast this out on Facebook. I just wanted to let everybody know where we stand with our IVF.
Yes.
We have gone through several treatments. So far, none of them have been successful. Our embryos kind of stopped developing at day 5. So we had seen a specialist here in Scottsdale, and my sister had saw a specialist in Mexico. So we went after the show. We went and basically bought a package, and because you know, he says it usually takes more than one try unless you're super young. And in my case, it's really hard for me to get pregnant anyway. So we are actually looking at an egg donor for this next try. And we found an adoption agency here in Surprise that I think we want to go with. So
Right.
we have
Wonderful.
that's where we're at. So I don't have to blast it all over Facebook because I know 100 people have been asking, you know, how's it going? Like, that's great that that's what you're doing. So, and we are totally open about it when I am any questions. I'm then happy to share.
Well, just like we told, or just like we just, you know, we told our newlyweds to put their their wedding registry, you know, they'll get lots of good stuff and some chickens. You put this on there and think of the support and the community support and prayer.
If everybody wants to put our names on the temple prayer book, that'd be amazing. I mean, I've already, you know, obviously we've reached out to my family. I'm like,
right, so these fan pages are really good. Sometimes, you know, these people can get a little crazy and too into the game and not realize, you know, that y'all are trying your best and it's a game. But for the most part, they're just loving, kind people who just really appreciate the journeys that you guys are on and that you shared with us. So that's beautiful. I think you'll get a lot of support from that. And I'm really, and Kyle and Layton, if you put that up there and you get a lot of chickens, will you just count them and take a picture and let us know how many chickens you might get? Because that would be really funny. And we promise none of us will send one. We won't send you any chickens. People don't send them chickens.
People don't send chickens.
Get them a hymn book with their name on it. That's what they need to have.
Get them a hymn book with their name on it.
Everybody should send them pictures. Send you guys pictures of themselves with a chicken, like around the world, like in different locations.
That would be funny.
Like where's Waldo?
Yeah, that would be really funny.
Hey, Con, if you need help, man, I'll build you a chicken coop, all right?
He's amazing. So I bought because I grew up on a farm, and so I wanted chickens, and I was like, "You need to build me a coop." He's like, "I don't know how to build a coop." He figured it out. So
that's cool. So see, there you go. There you go. You can have your own little.
Stop encouraging the public because you know people will do it.
I know they will. I know they will. Kareem, is there any last minute things you wanted to say about the show that maybe we haven't said, or just any last minute things before we go?
No, I don't believe so. But we did eat at the relatives' house, and a lot of them ended up cooking for us.
Well, if you've got some good recipes, chuck them out there on Facebook, and we'll start our cookbook.
We always had, and they always made breakfast for us in the morning.
Oh yeah, that's great. And none of y'all had to sleep in a tent, so that was good.
No, how lucky are we? When he saw that episode, he's like, yeah.
Those are crazy. Those are crazy days. Those are early days.
Yeah.
Crazy things happened. Angie, what about you?
Only other thing, sort of follow-up thing is I didn't meet my dad, probably never will. But I have a brother on that side. So I have another brother, and I spoke to him once.
Oh, good. Good.
Awesome. And spoke to him once. He's really young. He's a lot younger than me. He's only 25.
Yeah.
And he also lives in Florida. So, you know, maybe I should reach out to him again and see how he's doing. But yeah, so I do have one other brother that I've had contact with.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
That's fabulous. Thank you.
Oh, I have one more thing.
Okay.
And maybe Layton, you might want to divulge this or not, but I know everybody's like, okay, how is the relationship with your biological mom and dad and sisters connected? Maybe that's something you want to share, you don't want to share, because I'm like, didn't they go to that apartment complex? Do they live in the same apartment?
Oh, we had those same questions.
We had that same conversation.
Yep. So that's up to you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say not all of it's my place to share, but all three of my siblings are fully 100% my siblings. After me, they were separated for 4 years or something. Brian joined the Marines, and so he was off. He came back, they reconnected and got married and had Reagan, James, and Jason.
Got it.
Divorced like a year and a half ago.
Okay. Okay.
I know that was a huge thing that so many people were like,
Yes.
Are they all related? Where did she come from? The sister came out of nowhere. I'm like, okay,
they're all full-blooded,
100%
100% biological siblings. Just they got divorced.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's
And
awesome.
you seem to co-parent really well, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Just it was that whole episode was beautiful, and I just love the way she was just looking at you. It was so funny when you took. Did you have to? And I guess you could say this. Did you film that more than once where she was blindfolded, or was that her first reaction to seeing you? It was so cute.
Part that was only once, but her
Okay.
like reaction, hugging me, that was a retake.
Okay, she was so funny. And then when you said, "Is this the best present you ever got?" She's like, "Well, for now." Typical, what, 10-year-old? Yeah. So hysterically funny. So funny. So thank you, all of you. We have just loved the season and loved watching you and loved getting back, on our Monday nights and talking about what happened the day before. So this has been so much fun. It's been so much fun to have you on GenFriends. We appreciate you so much. And I can't believe that, next Monday we got to talk about something else. I don't get to wear my relative race shirt. I don't get to wear my bands. I'm going to have to actually figure out something else to wear and what we're going to talk about next Monday night. So thank you, everybody. And with that, bye to season 9.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
To season 10. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
All right, thank you for having us.
See you in a few weeks, Kareem.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.